Kilimo Mithika Linturi amefika mbele ya kamati ya kilimo katika bunge la kitaifa kujibu maswali kuhusu sakata ya mbolea ghushi. Tuvuke huko mubashara tusikilize kinachoendelea kwa sasa katika vikao hivi.
Because people have been growing in other areas and they dry up before. So we would like to know what proportion. We would like you have experts. Let them go to the point of attribution. Let them attribute what went to was as a result of extended rain and what was as a result of fertilizer. I think I'll ask my members to ask a few questions, and starting with Honorable Yegon.
Excuse me, Chairman. I don't know, Chair, if you may allow me, before we get to the members, be able to respond to those issues so that we don't get so mixed up, because we really want you to have an opportunity to interrogate this, and then we can move to the second phase.
Go on, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I've heard you, and allow me to say that the issues that you've raised are issues that also concern me. My apologies if the expectation, you've not met the expectation of the members in this response. However, on the plea for time to be able to specifically be able to give you supplementary answers, because I will require to deal with my team at the statistics department to be able to work out those actual figures so that we are able to know the increase in production. Is it on the basis of the fertilizer applied? Is it on the basis of the acreage? And if the two contributes to increased production, then to what percentage? The average consumption of fertilizer per year, I think, is also something, Chairman, when you get back, we can write and send you information. Kimote, NSPMB took capital on board and on the basis of documents that were supplied. So we also require that, because they are not here, we get them. The bundle that we send to this committee must include their certificate, their PIN, and the commercial contract that there exists between us and between NSPMB and SBL Capital. So, Chairman, what I'm saying is that I'm willing to provide this information because I do not have it here, and the team that would have given us that answer is not with me here. Finally, Chairman, on issues on CAFES, Chairman, allow me to use this opportunity also to ask, because there is a relationship between the story out there that Kenyans are waiting an answer from on the issue of fertilizer with what CAFES is doing, and that we've brought to attention that we do samples every year because of the advantage to have one of the very best minds within the ministry that runs this CAFES, Professor Mutui, with me here. Chairman, I would want you to let it go on record that I want him to really to share his experience and knowledge for us all and the committee to even understand better the story about this fertilizer we are talking about, because he's an expert. And when we have an expert, some of us who are not can only be able to learn from that expert evidence that he may be able to give before this committee, because that is area of specialization, Chairman. You can engage him because you're also Chairman and that is your area, but I would want to really ask Mutui to explain himself better to the question of number, I think, was it 10, 9, 12, on each what KFIS is doing, and this story of fertilizer, what it is, then Kimote will be able to give to answer that one. So, Chairman, allow me ask Mutui to be able to answer to that issue, because that is the area of standing.
What is out of order outside?
Chairman, I am a bit worried, Chair. I don't know what happened to our Honorable CS Linturi. You know, when he became a CS, we can only see a former shelf of him. He knows how we operate here. And Chair, you know, why we are here today and why Kenyans are waiting just to hear how did we get the so-called fake, whether it's fertilizer, now I've had another new name. How did we get there? How do we get out of there? The farmers who have bought this fertilizer, how do we compensate? You see what he has done? He has just gone the civil servant way. He's answered our questions one by one. Even the PS is not here. We're almost falling asleep. There's nothing much that the CS is telling us. So, Chair, my request is this. Can we get serious? I know the expert, we have said he has an expert with KFIS here. He's also going to come with the scientific words and everything else, and we'll get lost somewhere. So, Chair, the biggest question is this. How did we get here? How are we going to get out of here? And I think that is why it should be as brief as that. Yeah. He has given a long and lengthy explanation, Chair, but it's just a very simple question. Did we monitor what we gave? Are we compensating? How do we make sure that we don't get back there? Are our farmers safe? We have seen all these things in the media. I would say there's that sense that the African media, whatever it was, God sent. I have also not seen the communication between the two. So as he answers and he gets the expert to answer us, Kenyans just want to know, Chair, in very simple terms, because I'm afraid when the expert starts talking, he might also come with jargons of fertilizers and what and confuse us more. Is that how did we get here as a country? How do we get ourselves out of it? Are we going to compensate our farmers? As simple as that, Chair. So that we even know who colluded with these suppliers. Are they going to be arrested? Will they be taken to court? Do we even know who the officers are? So as simple as that, so that we don't really go into the civil servant way with a lot of long stories, but at the end of the day, we are not going to go anywhere, Chair. And that is just a concern as they prepare to answer. Yeah, please, CS, remember you're also on this side one day, and you know the questions that Kenyans have. Don't take us round. What you have done is just the way the civil servants answer questions, and then you have done it, then you go.
Chair, I'll send a report from his team.
Chair,
we are still going to
I have a supplementary. Yeah. You know, my sister here was asking me which professor are we talking about. I've told her the Professor Theophilus and a professor of fertilizer. What actually Sabina is talking about is we need very straightforward and candid discussion on the matter of fertilizer. Number one, how did fake fertilizer end up in NCBB stores? What you've answered is how the fertilizer itself, but we are talking about the fake fertilizer, the SPL Innovate fertilizer. How did it get into the NCBB stores? The gel, what do you call, chemical fertilizer, the fake one. You've told us that you signed a contract, the NCBB signed a contract with the SPL Innovate in 2022, that is on 31st March 2022, which is almost two years now. And then also in the same note, you've said every year you take samples to ascertain whether the fertilizer we have is okay or not. now we've gotten ourselves into a quagmire of fake fertilizer. The samples for last year, are we able to know whether did you do the annual surveillance, and what was the report on annual surveillance, whether the fake fertilizer was there or not, or this fake fertilizer, when did it start? When did the rain start beating us on the issue of the fake fertilizer? So what we are asking is, how did the fake fertilizer end up in NCPB stores? Because, you know, a farmer will go to NCPB stores and trust that whatever is being sold in NCPB stores is genuine and certified, unlike maybe outside shops where you may doubt. But when you go to an NCPB store today and you go and buy something there, people will know that I'm going to the right place. It's just like I'm going to buy seeds at Kenya Seed. I'll know I'm buying genuine and certified seeds, unlike when I'm buying at the back street there. So we want to know, how did this fake fertilizer end up in NCPB stores?
Point of order, Chair.
Because I was on a point of order. Just 1 minute, Chair, because I was on a point of order, he didn't allow me to finish.
Okay.
So, you know, you can also not come and tell us the shortcomings of that KEFIS. And we have an act that is as old as 2012, we are in 2024. If they came here and said, we want you to assist us with 1, 2, 3, don't just tell us the shortcomings. I've seen, I don't know how many staff members. Is he also even proposing that in this committee that we need to amend or help them with the regulations? So those are the, you know, I think we need to talk about real things, Chair. If I'm allowed, we can put away these questions and let's have a conversation. And I think that is the best approach. Let's have a conversation instead of this question number 1 was this, question number 2 was this. And even the other question we can ask the CS, do you have other information that you think is important for ourselves and also even for Kenyans that we may know, because we may have missed it in our questions. So let's not just do this reading question 1, question 2, but let's have the conversation so that we save Kenyans and we know how to get ourselves out of here.
Honourable members, I think we are jumping the gun. We were going to have a conversation with the CS. He has made his presentation. We will dissect the presentation, and we should get the answers from him, from the questions that you are going to ask from now on. So probably I would like us to be a bit orderly. Let him respond to your point of order, whether from now on you are going to react to the issues that are there. And of course, we shall ask you the questions that pertain to the issues that are ongoing right now. Then I think we'd like to be a little bit more orderly by taking a few more, then we can probably respond to the point of order, Honourable CS, and that of the Vice Chair.
Chairman, let me say that, you know, I'm open to discussion, and I'm always willing and ready to share any information that I have. And I know, just like Sabina has put it correctly, that Kenyans are waiting for an answer. So if we leave this meeting without really telling them what it is, we will really not have answered or met their expectation. So if we were to discuss things generally without really having to go to deal with the issues of the questions, then we would be able to be more forthright, more open. But you know, when Brighton and my friend asked about fake fertilizer, when you look at these questions, there is nothing like a question on fake fertilizer. So I cannot answer questions which are not have been asked. With a lot of respect, there is nothing. So unless if you really wanted me to mention about that story, which I can't because I don't know what you really wanted to interrogate through this question. But if we were to really say, this is a conversation between the ministry and a team that gives us support, you want us to share openly because we mean well for our people, it becomes very, 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 very easy. So, Chairman, I do not have a problem. If there is any, I am a very honest and very straightforward person when it comes to issues of public interest. And I am ready to give information without really even being forced to. But because the responsibility of ensuring that we have enough food in the country rests on the President and I as a person running that docket. And you, because
Na mtazamaji, tuendelea kukifuatilia kikao hicho ambapo waziri wa kilimo Mithika Linturi anaendelea kujibu maswali mbele ya kamati ya kilimo ya bunge la kitaifa kuhusiana na sakata ya mbolea ghushi. Tutakuwa tunayafuatilia hayo na kukujuza hapo baadaye. Sasa hivi naarifiwa na mwelekezi wangu kwamba tunavuka moja kwa moja hadi kwenye kaunti ya Pokot Magharibi ambapo warsha ya uzinduzi rasmi wa kiwanda cha Semtech Limited Sebit cha kutengeneza simiti unafanyika, na tayari Rais William Ruto ambaye ndiye mgeni mashuhuri wa uzinduzi huu ameshawasili katika eneo hilo katika kufungua kiwanda hicho rasmi ambacho kinatarajiwa kuweza kuzalisha tani milioni 2 kwa mwaka za simiti. Tuvuke huko mubashara tuweze kuangazia hayo.